Chapter 2279. Xian Wulin roared in his heart. He was shocked by Lu Ming's cultivation. The others weren't any better. Their mouths were agape as they sucked in a breath of cold air. A 7-star Void Emperor wasn't much. However, this 7-star Void Emperor had only become an emperor 2 years ago. That was terrifying. The other members of the 9 Extinction sect, such as the bald young man, the blue-robed young man, and the beautiful woman, all looked at Lu Ming in shock. Great! Heavenly Sovereign 6 Saints and the other heavenly emperors were overjoyed. With Lu Ming's talent, if he continued to grow, he would definitely become a peak expert. The people from the heavenly world were shocked. However, the people from the foreign races were stunned and looked down on Huang Xiaolong. They didn't know that Lu Ming had only become an emperor 2 years ago. Is there really no one else in the heavenly world? You actually sent an Void Emperor to his death? One of the heavenly emperors from the foreign races mocked. So what if he's an Void Emperor? He's strong enough to defeat your so-called prodigies. Lu Ming spoke with disdain and provocation. Arrogant. Leave this brat to me. Among the 4 prodigies from the foreign races, a burly prodigy covered in purple scales stepped out. A giant axe appeared in his hand, and his eyes were filled with malevolence. This person was called Wei Mo. He had easily defeated Xian Wulin in the previous battle. No one from the foreign races stopped him. In their opinion, Wei Mo alone was enough to deal with a mere Void Emperor. Bang! Bang! There was purple light all over Wei Mo's body. He was 4 meters tall, more than twice as tall as Lu Ming. Every time he took a step on the ground, there would be a booming sound. It was as though a huge beast was walking. Brat, I'll chop you in half with my axe. Wei Mo snarled, and his 3 eyes emitted a sinister light. Lu Ming raised his middle finger, revealing a look of disdain. You're courting death. Wei Mo stomped on the ground and the ground cracked. His burly figure charged towards Lu Ming. While he was in mid-air, he swung his axe at Lu Ming. A terrifying axe light split the void in half. A 6th-order true emperor is too weak. Lu Ming muttered. His figure soared into the sky, charging towards the other party. When he met the opponent's axe light that was chopping down, Lu Ming immediately struck out with his palm. In this move, Lu Ming used the indestructible golden body. His entire body was like a peerless divine weapon. At the same time, the power of law covered his palm. Boom! The axe radiance was like tofu, unable to withstand a single blow. Lu Ming's figure didn't stop as he charged towards Weima. Weima was shocked. He didn't expect that the attack he had unleashed with all his might wouldn't even be able to withstand a single blow from Lu Ming. This was completely beyond his expectations. In his opinion, a mere Void Emperor could not be that strong. He would definitely be chopped to death by his axe. By then, it was already too late for him to dodge. Lu Ming had already arrived. Bang! Lu Ming's palm landed on Wei Ma's face. Wei Ma let out a miserable shriek as half of his face exploded. His body slammed heavily into the ground, creating a huge pit. He laid there, twitching nonstop. He was already half dead. The entire place fell into silence. Everyone couldn't help but widen their eyes in shock. The powerful Wei Ma, who had easily defeated the Black Tortoise Forest, was actually unable to withstand a single blow from Lu Ming. In just one move, he was suppressed by Lu Ming and was heavily injured. The impact was too strong. Good. Good hit. Cheers erupted from the heavenly world's side. The two-world city was in an uproar. Many people were yelling in excitement. It was too satisfying, too satisfying. Just now, the heavenly world's geniuses were suppressed by their opponents. Now that Lu Ming had made his move, he defeated one of their opponents with a single slap. This scene was as good as drinking a cup of cold beer on a hot summer day. Initially, many people were in despair. But now, they couldn't help but feel hopeful. There were even stronger geniuses in the heavenly world. Although the geniuses of the foreign races were strong, it wasn't like they couldn't be defeated. Of course, there were a few people who weren't happy. For example, Black Tortoise Forest, Lan Cheng, and those who had a grudge against Lu Ming. Damn it, when did he become so strong? Damn it. Black Tortoise Forest roared in his heart. He couldn't accept it. Previously he was easily defeated by Weima. But now, Weima couldn't even withstand a single blow from Lu Ming. Didn't this mean that he was too weak? His face was extremely gloomy. Lan Cheng snorted coldly. His face didn't look too good either. Similarly, the experts of the foreign races had ugly looks on their faces too. Their geniuses of the foreign races were actually defeated by Lu Ming in such a domineering manner. It was a slap to the face. It wasn't good for their plan either. This is your geniuses? Too weak. Change to another one. Lu Ming said casually as he looked at the remaining 3 geniuses of the foreign races. Other than the prince of the foreign races, Immortal, the other 2 had grave looks on their faces. Even if the 2 of them were stronger than Weima, they wouldn't be much stronger. They definitely wouldn't be able to crush Weima as easily as Lu Ming. Even if they went up, they definitely wouldn't be Lu Ming's match. A 7-star Void Emperor with such fighting strength. Interesting. Let me take you on. Mo Tianluo stepped out. His purple hair fluttered in the wind and he looked extremely handsome. In addition, he had a third eye in the middle of his brows that was filled with an evil aura. If he were to enter the human race, he would probably charm thousands of girls. Lu Ming revealed a smile. His target was Mo Tianluo. Make your move. Stop wasting time. Lu Ming said casually. He had an expression as though he didn't care about Mo Tianluo at all. Mo Tianluo's eyes flashed with a tinge of gloominess. His purple hair fluttered in the wind as his entire body emitted purple aura. Swoosh! A dazzling radiance shot out from his eyes and turned into a huge battle sword. It slashed towards Lu Ming with shocking power. Lu Ming squinted his eyes and circulated his power of the world to the maximum. At the same time, a long spear that contained 8 types of laws appeared in his hand. Facing Mo Tianluo, Lu Ming might look casual, but he didn't dare to be careless. Mo Tianluo's fighting strength had already reached the level of a rank 9 true emperor. His current fighting strength was also at the same level as Mo Tianluo. Clang! Lu Ming's long spear expanded and clashed with Mo Tianluo's battle sword. There was a loud clang and the force was rampant. Mo Tianluo's battle sword was destroyed by Lu Ming. At the same time, Lu Ming's figure also retreated a few steps. He blocked it. So strong. The eyes of the people from the heaven world lit up. Lu Ming had blocked Mo Tianluo's attack. This meant that he had the strength to fight. At this moment, although many people were shocked by Lu Ming's fighting strength, they still hoped that Lu Ming could fight with Mo Tianluo and even defeat him. Seeing that Lu Ming had blocked his attack, Mo Tianluo roared. His third eye continued to shoot out radiance that turned into dozens of battle swords and slashed towards Lu Ming. At the same time, his figure flashed as he charged towards Lu Ming. Chapter 2280. Lu Ming and Mo Tianluo exchanged a blow and retreated. What a strong power! Lu Ming felt his arm going numb. It seemed like he was still at a disadvantage in terms of power after using 8 types of laws. 9 types of laws then. Lu Ming added the life law into the long spear. Buzz. The long spear buzzed and its power increased tremendously. It turned into a sky-piercing spear radiance and pressed down on Mo Tianluo. Kill! Mo Tianluo's palms were sparkling like purple jade as he charged towards Lu Ming. He continuously blasted out and clashed with Lu Ming's spear radiance, causing terrifying explosions. The 2 of them continuously clashed and in the blink of an eye, they had exchanged dozens of blows and it was hard to determine the victor. After Lu Ming used 9 types of laws, his combat strength was equivalent to a 9th level true emperor. He was on par with Mo Tianluo and wasn't any weaker. So strong, Lu Ming is so strong. He can definitely fight with Mo Tianluo. That's right. Who said that the geniuses of the heaven realm are inferior to the foreign races? They just didn't come out previously. Lu Ming created miracles and became an emperor with many types of laws. He will definitely become an unparalleled expert in the future. He is the hope of the heaven realm. Many people were discussing. When these words entered Lan Cheng's ears, his face turned gloomy. His eyes flashed with cold light and no one knew what he was thinking. The battle was still ongoing. Lu Ming and Emotian Luo fought in the sky and exchanged hundreds of blows. Lose-lose. At this point, Emotian Luo started to get impatient. The main thing was that Lu Ming's cultivation was too low. He was only an empty emperor and he couldn't even take down an empty emperor. If news of this battle were to spread to the evil god world, he would definitely be suppressed and mocked by the other princes. His attacks became even more violent. It's about time. The corner of Lu Ming's mouth curled into a cold smile. His spear aura suddenly changed and turned into a spinning force. He charged towards Emotian Luo and completely abandoned his defense. Courting death. Emotian Luo's eyes lit up as he blasted a palm on Lu Ming. However, he was also swept by Lu Ming's long spear. The two of them were sent flying at the same time, coughing up large mouthfuls of blood. They were seriously injured. However, Lu Ming had the indestructible ancient scripture. He circulated the indestructible ancient scripture, and his injuries quickly healed. Lu Ming charged towards his opponent again. The two of them fought fiercely. Lu Ming didn't care about defense at all, only attacking. He was completely in the position of exchanging injury for injury. The two of them were continuously struck by each other. However, Lu Ming's injuries were quickly recovering while Emotian Luo's injuries were getting worse and worse. His aura was getting weaker and weaker, and his battle strength was quickly weakening. In the end, he wasn't a match for Lu Ming at all and was being crushed by Lu Ming. Boom! Lu Ming's spear struck Emotian Luo's body and blasted him into the ground. The ground crumbled, and Emotian Luo's hair was disheveled. He vomited large mouthfuls of blood, and his aura presence was extremely weak. However, Lu Ming didn't stop as he continued to charge at Emotian Luo. "Senior, help me keep an eye on the enemy's celestial emperor." At the same time, Lu Ming sent a voice transmission to Heavenly Venerate's 6 saints. Emotian Luo roared as he rushed out of the ground, trying to escape. However, Lu Ming caught up with him in an instant and struck him with his spear again. Emotian Luo's body flew out like a cannonball in the direction of Two World City. "Enough!" A foreign race heavenly emperor roared as he stretched out a huge hand, trying to grab Emotian Luo. However, Heavenly Venerate's 6 saints waved his hand and destroyed the other party's huge hand. "What are you trying to do? Do you want to start a war?" The foreign race heavenly emperor roared as he attacked at the same time. However, Heavenly Venerate's 6 saints was stronger and blocked the other party. Meanwhile, Lu Ming had already caught up with Emotian Luo. At that moment, Emotian Luo didn't have any strength to fight back. Lu Ming stepped on his body, causing his bones to break inch by inch and his injuries to worsen. Following which, Lu Ming grabbed Emotian Luo's neck and rushed towards Two World City. "Let go of my race's prince." The foreign race heavenly emperors were enraged and attacked at the same time. However, Heavenly Venerate's 6 saints and the other heavenly emperors from the heaven domain also attacked and blocked the other party's attacks. Then, they swept up the blue-robe youth and the others and rushed towards Two World City. After catching up with Lu Ming, Heavenly Venerate's 6 saints swept up Lu Ming and flew towards Two World City. Behind them, the foreign race heavenly emperors were furious as they chased after them. However, Heavenly Emperor Heng Yu and the others on top of Two World City attacked and blocked the foreign race heavenly emperors. With this block, Heavenly Venerate's 6 saints and the others had already returned to Two World City and landed on top of the city walls. They won. Lu Ming won. At this moment, the gazes of everyone in heaven landed on Lu Ming, exuding a glow of surprise. Their eyes were filled with hope once again. It wasn't that the heaven domain's geniuses were inferior, but that the stronger ones hadn't attacked yet. Didn't they see how Lu Ming defeated his opponent the moment he attacked? Moreover, Lu Ming was only an Empty the Arch. If an Empty the Arch was so strong, then how shocking would he be in the future? They saw hope once again. In the future, the heaven domain might have a chance to fight with the foreign races, or even counterattack. "Hand over my race's prince. Otherwise, I won't leave even a chicken or dog alive." Several foreign race heavenly emperors stopped outside Two World City and roared in anger. "Her, I'm so scared. Come and attack. You're talking as if you won't attack if I hand him over." Lu Ming laughed coldly as he held onto Emo Tianluo's neck and stood on top of the city walls. Kid, you will die very miserably. I swear. Emo Tianluo roared in anger. Bam! Lu Ming lifted Emo Tianluo and smashed him heavily onto the city walls. The city walls of Two World City were refined with special materials and inscribed with countless inscriptions. How hard was it? Emo Tianluo was smashed until he was dizzy. God knows how many bones in his body were broken. Especially his face, it was already beyond recognition. There was no longer the handsome appearance from before. If you talk any more nonsense, I'll directly pickle you. Lu Ming said coldly. Emo Tianluo shut his mouth. At this moment, the foreign race heavenly emperors were furious. They couldn't wait to chop Lu Ming into 8 pieces. It could be said that they hated Lu Ming to the core. This time, their plan was to use the younger generation to attack the Heaven Domain's morale. Originally, their plan had been completed perfectly. The morale of the Heaven Domain's people was many times lower. Unfortunately, at the crucial moment, a Lu Ming appeared and completely ruined their plan. He defeated their geniuses consecutively and restored the Heaven Domain's morale. Even the foreign race's prince had fallen into Lu Ming's hands. The foreign race's prince not only had a noble status, but his talent was also peerless. In the future, he would definitely become an unparalleled expert. Nothing must happen to him. What do you want? Only then will you let my race's prince go? One of the foreign race heavenly emperors spoke. Originally, I wanted to kill him directly. However, seeing that your attitude is sincere, I can let him go. How about this? Take out 1,000 chaos stones and I'll let him go. Lu Ming demanded an exorbitant price. What? 1,000 chaos stones? That's impossible. Your appetite is too big. One of the foreign race heavenly emperors roared in anger. 1,000 chaos stones? What a joke. Do you think chaos stones are cabbages? A few pieces are already very precious, let alone 1,000. If you can't take it out, then collect his corpse. Lu Ming said with a cold face. 1,000 chaos stones is too much. It's impossible. Chapter 2281. Alright, then I'll take a step back. 100 chaos stones, no less. Lu Ming pretended to consider for a while and opened his mouth to say, directly dropping from 1,000 to 100. Actually, he was indeed demanding an exorbitant price previously. He was also clear that 1,000 was simply impossible. It was just to bargain. 100 is still too much, lower it a little. A foreign race heavenly emperor still wanted to bargain. Bang! Lu Ming lifted Emo Tianluo and smashed him on the city wall again, making Emo Tianluo cry out miserably. Alright, 100 it is. We'll go and gather. The foreign race was helpless in the end. Then, a foreign race heavenly emperor returned to the foreign race army to gather chaos stones. I object to using the foreign race prince to exchange for chaos stones. Right at this time, a person stepped out from the heaven realm's side and spoke coldly. Lu Ming looked over. It was Lan Cheng. Lan Cheng looked around and said to the heaven realm's people, this foreign race prince's talent is too high. If we let him go back, when he grows up in the future, he will be a great enemy to us. Such a good opportunity, we must kill him. These words made many people's eyes twinkle. Yes, this foreign race prince's talent was astonishing. Even the top 3 prodigies of the 9 absolutes were not his match. Placed on the heaven realm's side, he could be said to be a prodigy at the top of the pyramid. Such a character, when he grew up in the future, how terrifying would he be? Many people were persuaded by Lan Cheng. Lan Cheng sneered. Lu Ming wanted to use Emo Tianluo to exchange for resources. How could it be so easy? He wanted to stop it. Moreover, killing Emo Tianluo, the foreign race would definitely bear a grudge against Lu Ming. To him, there were only benefits and no harm. Bullshit, Emo Tianluo is Lu Ming's captive. How to deal with him, he has the final say. Others have no right to interfere. Heavenly Emperor Heng Yu walked over and directly cursed. How could he not see through Lan Cheng's thoughts? Truly despicable and shameless. Heng Yu, you can't say it like that. Ordinary captives can naturally be dealt with as you wish. But this foreign race prince's talent is too high. It concerns the safety of the heaven realm. We can't deal with him willfully. Lan Cheng quibbled, not letting go of the heaven realm's safety. Her. At this moment, Lu Ming sneered, full of mockery. Lan Cheng looked at Lu Ming, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. Lu Ming, what are you laughing at? I'm laughing at you for being a coward. Lu Ming said. How dare you? Lan Cheng was furious. Lu Ming actually dared to say such things to him in front of so many people. How preposterous. I finally understand why the heaven realm lost. It's because there are too many people like you. They don't have any confidence at all. Without confidence, without the belief that they will win, how can they win? If I can defeat this outsider prince today, I'll be able to crush him in the future. Not to mention one outsider prince, even if there were 10 of them, so what? In the future, I can suppress them with a flip of my hand. Since I dared to let him go, I will deal with him myself in the future. Therefore, there is no need for you to worry about him. Lu Ming spoke with great confidence. That's right. In your eyes, this outsider prince may be a great enemy in the future, but in Lu Ming's eyes, he's just a jumping clown. What are you afraid of? Heng Yu laughed. Who can say for sure what will happen in the future? Lan Cheng said with a gloomy face. Since you can't say for sure, why are you still talking nonsense? Maybe I'll kill him tomorrow. Lu Ming sneered, then turned around and ignored Lan Cheng. Gotcha. Lan Cheng clenched his fists, and his eyes were filled with cold, killing intent, but he concealed it very well. He was the heavenly emperor, and Lu Ming dared to talk to him like that. He was simply courting death. Of course, he didn't think about why Lu Ming had such an attitude. Because of Lan Yun, Lu Ming had been targeted by Lan Cheng in all aspects in the Yaoguang ancient city. A dignified heavenly emperor was targeting Lu Ming, a junior, everywhere. Lu Ming couldn't take it anymore and decided not to be nice to Lan Cheng. At this time, the outsider heavenly emperor who had gone to gather chaos stones had returned. Here are the chaos stones. Release my prince. The heavenly emperor said. Senior Six Sacred, I'll have to trouble you. Lu Ming handed the demon sky net to Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred. Only Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred could make the exchange. If he went, he would definitely be slapped to death. Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred nodded, took the demon sky net, and flew out of Two World City. The outsider had no choice but to obediently hand the chaos stones to Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred in exchange for the demon sky net. Heavenly Sovereign Six Sacred returned and handed a storage bracelet to Lu Ming. Lu Ming took a look and saw that there were exactly 100 chaos stones in the storage bracelet. Lu Ming was overjoyed. 100 chaos gems. This was a huge sum of wealth. He'd fought for more than 2 years in the True Emperor battlefield and had only managed to get 3 chaos stones in exchange for alien cores. Now, he had suddenly obtained 100 chaos stones. With these chaos stones, his cultivation level would definitely break through to the True Emperor realm. Many people looked at Lu Ming with burning eyes. There was envy, jealousy, and so on. Take Xian Wulin for example. He had been beaten up by the other party when he fought. However, Lu Ming had won 100 chaos stones. The difference was too great. Lan Cheng and the others had gloomy expressions. The more resources Lu Ming had, the faster he would grow. Kid, we have more prodigies here. Let's continue the battle. At this time, a heavenly emperor of a foreign race roared as he stared at Lu Ming. Now that this had happened, the morale of the celestial field had not decreased. Instead, it had increased greatly. The foreign races were the ones with the lowest morale. They were unwilling to accept this and called for even stronger prodigies to fight with Lu Ming to break the morale of the celestial field. I'm not free. Lu Ming's reply was only 2 words. Then, he waved his hand and flew back to his residence. With the chaos stones in hand, Lu Ming was rushing back to break through. He was not in the mood to fight. Damn it, what other prodigies do the celestial field have? Call them out and fight with our prodigies. The foreign race heavenly emperor roared. I'm not free. This was the answer of heavenly venerate's 6 saints. He was not that stupid. Lu Ming had just won a big victory and restored the morale of the celestial field. Why would he be so stupid as to call for a fight? What if he was beaten up and their morale was low? Anyway, they had won a big victory and should stop while they were ahead. The foreign race Heavenly Emperor was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. He had sent out prodigies to challenge outside Two World City, but the celestial field ignored them. In the end, the foreign race had no choice but to retreat. Their plan this time was completely ruined because of Lu Ming. After Lu Ming returned to his residence, he directly entered the mountain river diagram and took out a pile of origin stones. He devoured the energy of the origin stones and recovered to his peak state. Then he took out a chaos stone. He wanted to use the chaos stone to break through to the true emperor realm. Breaking through to the true emperor realm required a lot of energy, but 100 chaos stones were definitely more than enough. After taking a deep breath, 3 streams of chaos chi flew out of the chaos stone and were sucked into Lu Ming's mouth. Chapter 2282. Once a void emperor broke through to the true emperor realm, the small world would become more stable. Living beings could enter and cultivate in the small world. Naturally, the amount of energy required was shocking. Now, Lu Ming's speed of refining the chaotic aura was much faster than before. He could refine 1 chaos stone in 3 days, which was 3 wisps of chaotic aura. After refining one, Lu Ming took out another. A month passed quickly. Lu Ming had refined 10 chaos stones, but he still hadn't broken through. Lu Ming continued refining. In the blink of an eye, 3 months passed. The speed at which Lu Ming refined the chaos gems was getting faster and faster. In 3 months, he had refined over 30 chaos stones. Boom, boom. At this time, Lu Ming's accumulation had reached the peak. His small world rumbled and expanded continuously. In the end, Lu Ming's small world reached a radius of 10,000 li. This area was about the same as the mountain river diagram. Evolve. Lu Ming's thoughts moved. Mountains, rivers, and lakes appeared in his small world. However, there were no living beings. In order to evolve living beings, one had to reach the Emperor realm and control the Grand Tao. At this time, a layer of light spread out from Lu Ming's body. This was the World God Light. The World God Light meant that the small world had completely stabilized and he had stepped into the true Emperor realm. True Emperor realm, I finally broke through. Lu Ming was overjoyed. He felt that his World God Light was 5 to 6 times stronger than before. After refining over 30 chaos stones, Lu Ming finally broke through to the true Emperor realm. He was now a 1-star true Emperor. My battle strength should be at the 10th order true Emperor realm. Lu Ming estimated his battle strength. Before his breakthrough, his battle strength was at the 9th order true Emperor realm. However, the increase in battle strength was in many aspects. The most important thing was the laws. However, after breaking through from the Void Emperor realm to the True Emperor realm, his World God Light had increased by 5 to 6 times. Therefore, his battle strength had risen to the 10th order True Emperor realm. Normally, it would be difficult for one's combat strength to increase by so much after breaking through a minor level. True Emperors have a total of 18 levels of power. Only peak 7-star cultivators with 9 laws at the 3rd level and powerful abilities are considered the 18th level. However, I don't even need to reach this step to have the combat strength of rank 18. Lu Ming smiled. He was different from the others. His physical strength far exceeded that of ordinary people. Moreover, he had mastered 3 supreme laws, while the rest were all monarch laws. If his cultivation reached the peak of 7 stars and his 9 laws reached the 3rd level, his battle prowess would naturally surpass an 18th level true emperor. I still have over 60 chaos gems, but I've just made a breakthrough in my cultivation. I need to consolidate it first before making a breakthrough. Right now, I should focus on cultivating the laws. Lu Ming planned the direction of his future cultivation. When laws reached the 2nd realm, there were also differences in strength. Many of his laws had just broken through to the 2nd realm not long ago and had yet to reach the peak of the 2nd realm. There was still room for improvement. Moreover, there were no bottlenecks. Using the Enlightenment Ancient Tree to comprehend was the best choice. Lu Ming left the mountain river diagram and headed straight for the mature Enlightenment ancient tree in Two World City. In the following days, Lu Ming comprehended the laws under the Enlightenment ancient tree. Two World City also calmed down. After several strong attacks, the foreign races did not succeed. Instead, they suffered heavy losses. The plan to attack the Heaven Realm's morale did not succeed. During this period of time, they quieted down and did not continue to attack. However, everyone knew that the foreign races would not give up. This was just the calm before the storm. Time flew. In the blink of an eye, another year had passed. In this year, Lu Ming had been comprehending the laws under the mature Enlightenment ancient tree. His 9 types of laws advanced by leaps and bounds, progressing rapidly. After breaking through to the second realm, there were no bottlenecks. All the laws were quickly moving towards the peak of the second realm. In a year, at least 6 or 7 laws had reached the peak of the second realm. This allowed Lu Ming's cultivation to increase by another level. Lu Ming estimated that he was now at the 11th level of a true emperor. However, many of his laws had reached a bottleneck. If he wanted to go further, he would reach the third realm. It would be very difficult to break through this through hard work. Lu Ming decided to continue to the true emperor battlefield. Only by killing the foreign races would he be able to break through faster. However, before leaving, Lu Ming returned to his residence and refined another 20 chaos stones. Lu Ming's cultivation reached the 2-star true emperor realm. His cultivation level had broken through 1 level, but his combat strength was still at level 11 true emperor. However, he had reached the peak of level 11 true emperor. With everything ready, Lu Ming quietly left Two World City and headed towards the true emperor battlefield without letting anyone know. Not long after, Lu Ming returned to the true emperor battlefield. The illusory emperor battlefield, true emperor battlefield, and grand emperor battlefield were specially created. If the foreign races wanted to attack Two World City, they wouldn't pass through these battlefields. With my current battle prowess, the periphery of the battlefield is no longer a challenge. Only the core of the battlefield will be challenging. Lu Ming pondered. The experts in the core were all at the 10th level and above. It was the perfect place for Lu Ming to train himself. Lu Ming flew towards the core of the battlefield. If he flew like this, he would definitely be targeted by the foreign tribes. Along the way, he was ambushed by 2 waves of foreign tribe experts. However, the strongest of these experts only had the combat strength of a 9th level true emperor. They were easily killed by Lu Ming and he obtained many crystal cores. When Lu Ming stepped into the core area of the battlefield, he slowed down and retracted his aura, moving forward cautiously. Clang. Not long after, a dazzling red light appeared in front of him. At the same time, the sound of weapons colliding could be heard. Clearly, someone was fighting. Lu Ming used his divine breath art and carefully approached the battlefield. Suddenly, there were 2 beams of rainbow lights in front of him. One after another, they flew toward Lu Ming at high speed. In front of them was a green sword light. The person controlling the sword light was an elder in a green robe. Behind him was a middle-aged man in crimson robes. He had a crimson saber in his hand as he chased after the old man. It was clear that both of them were from the celestial world. "Save me!" The old man in green robes saw Lu Ming and screamed. However, the middle-aged man in crimson robes suddenly increased his speed and slashed out with his saber. The old man in green robes roared and tried his best to block, but it was useless. The crimson saber broke through his defenses and cut him in half. The middle-aged man in crimson robes rushed over and took the old man's storage ring. He also dug out the old man's world core. "Another one so young. You have guts to come to the core of the battlefield at such a young age. Unfortunately for you, you ran into me, Crimson Blade. Consider yourself unlucky." The middle-aged man in crimson robes licked his lips. Chapter 2283. Bloody Swordsman. Lu Ming had heard Bai Tai mention this name before. There was a rule in Two World City that no one from heaven was allowed to kill each other after entering the battlefield. Those who violated this rule would be severely punished. However, there were still those who took the risk to kill Heaven World's creatures for a huge profit. These people usually disguised themselves. They had one identity on the battlefield and another when they returned to Two Realm City. Of course, there was a great risk in doing so. Death was the only way out if they were recognized. Bloody Bladesman was such a person. His battle prowess was rumored to be at the 14th level of a true emperor. Just now, he was hunting the experts of the Heaven Realm and happened to bump into Lu Ming. Now, his target was Lu Ming. However, Lu Ming didn't retreat. His eyes were filled with eagerness. His battle prowess was at the peak of the 11th level. He was only one step away from the 12th level. With the indestructible ancient scripture, even a 12th level true emperor would be killed by him. Thus, he wanted to see just how strong a 14th level true emperor was. Even if he couldn't win, Lu Ming still had the fallen star bow and Heaven Emperor physique. Bloody Swordsman was slightly surprised. He did not expect Lu Ming to not run away after hearing his name. If he didn't run, then he would die. The Bloody Swordsman's figure flashed and he dashed toward Lu Ming like a beam of bloody light. Buzz. In Lu Ming's palm, the magical power, Infinite Dragon Spear appeared. Die! Lu Ming unleashed all his power and stabbed towards Bloody Bladesman. The spear whistled and tore through the void. This was Lu Ming's first time going all out after becoming a true emperor. 11th level battle prowess at such a young age, a 2-star true emperor. He's a peerless genius. Bloody Bladesman was shocked at first, but it was soon replaced by greed. Being at the 11th level of a true emperor at such a young age was terrifying. In his knowledge, only 1 or 2 youths in the entire Heaven world had reached this level. Could it be that this youth in front of him was one of the top 2 ranked 9 absolutes? No matter what, this kind of genius was shockingly wealthy. The Blood Bladesman's eyes burned with passion as he slashed his blade at Lu Ming. The blood-colored blade light struck Lu Ming's spearlight. Lu Ming's spearlight vibrated violently. The wireless dragon spear, which was formed from 9 types of nomological laws, vibrated continuously as if it was about to be torn apart by the opponent's strength. At the same time, a terrifying saber chi rushed towards Lu Ming. Bang! Lu Ming's body was sent flying. His body was covered with saber wounds and blood flowed out. Lu Ming spat out a large mouthful of blood. He had been heavily injured in one move. The difference between an 11th order true emperor and a 14th order true emperor was too big. An ordinary 11th order true emperor would have died from this move. However, Lu Ming had the indestructible ancient scripture and indestructible golden body. His defense and recovery were terrifying. At this moment, Lu Ming's injuries were recovering rapidly. The saber wound was healing rapidly. He's not dead. The Blood Bladesman was shocked. An 11th order true emperor was still alive after taking one of his moves. This was beyond his imagination. Wait. The Bloody Bladesman's eyes widened in astonishment. He recalled the move he had just exchanged with Lu Ming. He felt that Lu Ming's abilities contained 9 types of laws. 3 of them were supreme laws. To think that a single person could control 3 supreme laws. He had stayed in the true emperor battlefield for dozens of years and had never heard of Lu Ming's name. Naturally, he was shocked. However, after the initial shock, a blazing flame appeared. Brat, hand over your cultivation method. The Blood Bladesman's eyes were filled with greed as he charged at Lu Ming. He thought that Lu Ming had relied on an ancient scripture to cultivate 3 supreme laws. If he could obtain it, wouldn't he be able to dominate the world? He had to obtain it. Die. Lu Ming's injuries were mostly healed now. He held his spear and charged at the Blood Bladesman. Boom. The 2 of them exchanged another blow. Lu Ming retreated madly and was seriously injured again. However, Lu Ming's eyes were exceptionally bright. This was a true battle of life and death. He could feel the aura of death in each move against the Blood Bladesman. However, this allowed him to condense his mind to the extreme. His potential was also stimulated to the extreme. He could feel that his usage of laws was constantly deepening. What kind of monster is this? His recovery ability is so frightening. Even the law of life can't have such an effect. I'll cripple this brat and search his soul. The Blood Bladesman roared in his heart. He didn't give Lu Ming a chance to recover and charged at Lu Ming again. Lu Ming stabbed out with his spear. This spear had reached the peak of its power. Clang. The spear clashed with the Blood Bladesman's blade, but the result was still Lu Ming being pushed back. His body was covered in blade wounds. The Blood Bladesman continued to attack Lu Ming. Before Lu Ming could recover, he was sent flying again. This time, his injuries were even more severe. Brat, no matter how strong your recovery ability is, you're still going to die. The Blood Bladesman said savagely. It's about time. Lu Ming muttered. If the battle continued, he would be at a disadvantage. Even with the indestructible ancient scripture, he would still be killed. Retreat for now. Buzz. A pair of transparent wings suddenly appeared behind Lu Ming's back. With a flap, Lu Ming's figure quickly retreated and then turned around to leave. Stay! The Blood Bladesman was unwilling to give up. He chased after Lu Ming crazily. However, the 6 feathered godly wings was Dandan's most prized ability. Once it was used, its speed was astonishing. Even if Lu Ming's cultivation was relatively low, his speed was still faster than the Blood Bladesman's. Lu Ming quickly left. The distance between him and the Blood Bladesman was getting farther and farther. Damn it! After chasing for a while, the Blood Bladesman saw that he couldn't catch up. He roared and stopped. In the end, the Blood Bladesman could only helplessly turn around and leave. Not far away, Lu Ming also stopped. The injuries on his body were quickly recovering. At this time, he had already recovered 30%. This speed was shocking. No wonder the indestructible ancient scripture was called one of the strongest scriptures in the heaven world. It was not without reason. Its life-saving ability was too strong. This Blood Bladesman is a rare training target. I can't let him go like this, Lu Ming thought. Then, he restrained his aura and used the 6 feathered godly wings. He quietly followed the Blood Bladesman along the ground. Lu Ming was very careful. He used the objects on the ground as cover and completely restrained his aura. Plus, the Blood Bladesman didn't expect Lu Ming to be so bold as to follow him. Therefore, he didn't notice Lu Ming at all. After a while, the Blood Bladesman came to a hidden cave and walked in. Lu Ming found a place nearby and hid himself. He circulated his energy to heal his injuries. Chapter 2284. My laws have improved again. This Blood Bladesman is actually proficient in the death laws, array laws, and devour laws. Lu Ming's eyes shone brightly. The Blood Bladesman was definitely a very suitable training target. Among the rules that he mastered, 3 of them were the same as Lu Ming's. Although the battle with the Blood Bladesman was short, it had greatly affected Lu Ming. Especially since the Blood Bladesman had 3 of the same laws as Lu Ming. After exchanging blows with the Blood Bladesman, Lu Ming's comprehension of the 3 laws became even faster. Lu Ming would not let the Blood Bladesman off so easily. Lu Ming stayed there, comprehending the laws and digesting what he had gained from the previous battle. 2 days later, Lu Ming ended his cultivation. Let's continue the battle. Lu Ming muttered and charged towards the cave where the Blood Bladesman resided. From far away, a spear appeared in Lu Ming's hand and he thrust it out. A huge spear light as large as a mountain pierced towards the cave. That cave directly exploded into pieces. Whoo! A furious roar sounded as the Blood Bladesman soared into the sky. Boundless blood light burst forth and shattered the mountain. Then he saw Lu Ming. Brat, I didn't look for you, but you actually came to me. You're courting death. The Blood Bladesman roared and charged towards Lu Ming. Boom, boom, boom. The two exchanged a few blows. Just like before, Lu Ming was not a match for the Blood Bladesman. He was completely suppressed and heavily injured. The 3rd level of the death laws. So that's how it is. Ha! Lu Ming laughed in his heart. During the battle with the Blood Bladesman, Lu Ming had gained some inspiration from his opponent's death laws. He felt that there was hope for a breakthrough. Blood Bladesman, I won't fight today. Let's fight another day. Lu Ming laughed and used the 6 feathered divine wings to fly into the distance. The Blood Bladesman roared and chased, but after chasing for a while, he could only helplessly stop. This brat's ability to protect himself is too strong, and his speed is too fast. Unless I severely injure him to the point where he can't fight back, it will be very difficult to kill him. Blood Blade Wielder gritted his teeth and left in a flash. This time, Bloody Bladesman kept changing his position because he was afraid that Lu Ming would secretly follow him. He had guessed correctly. Lu Ming had indeed followed them, and Bloody Daggerhand had not noticed at all. Bloody Swordsman was very familiar with the core of the battlefield. After running for a while, he looked around but didn't see Lu Ming, so he hid in a secret place. Lu Ming began cultivating not far away. He left a thread of consciousness to observe Blood Blade Hand's movements. The majority of his consciousness was used to comprehend laws. His comprehension of the law of death continued to deepen. Finally, a few days later, the law of death made a breakthrough. It broke through the limit and stepped into the third level of the law of death. This was the apex of the laws, the limit of the laws. With this breakthrough, Lu Ming's battle prowess soared. This was the strongest law. The increase in combat strength was especially shocking. Lu Ming's combat strength had reached the peak of a level 12 true emperor. His combat strength had increased by 1 level. Good. Lu Ming smiled. Just as he was about to continue fighting with Blood Blade Hand, he saw a figure flash out. It was Blood Blade Hand. Blood Blade Hand looked around for a bit before leaving in a certain direction. Lu Ming secretly followed him. Not long after, Lu Ming saw Blood Blade Hand hiding on top of a mountain. Then he saw a figure flying over from the distance. It was a creature from Celestial World. This guy wanted to kill another creature from Celestial World. The Blood Blade Hand made his move. A blade light burst out and slashed at the creature. The creature from Celestial World was shocked and turned into a tiger. It roared and spat out a beam of light from its mouth. However, this tiger only had the battle prowess of a 12th level true emperor. It was no match for Blood Blade Hand. The saber ray slammed into the tiger's body and sent it flying. It was covered in wounds and could no longer fight. Blood Blade Hand. The tiger roared, full of despair. Die! Blood Blade Hand snarled. Blood Blade Hand, your opponent is me. At this time, Lu Ming also rushed out and stabbed with his spear. A terrifying spear ray shot towards Blood Blade Hand. Blood Blade Hand couldn't kill the tiger in time and could only turn around to slash at Lu Ming. Boom! The spear ray was dispersed and Lu Ming's attack was blocked. The spear vibrated continuously. Brat, it's you again. Your battle prowess. Blood Blade Hand was shocked. He found that Lu Ming's battle prowess had increased by a lot. Blood Blade Hand, our battle isn't over yet. Let's continue. Lu Ming dashed forward and fought with the Bloody Swordsman. Senior, leave quickly. Lu Ming transmitted his voice to the tiger at the same time. Young friend, thank you. The ferocious tiger thanked Lu Ming and then turned to leave. In the blink of an eye, Lu Ming and Blood Blade Hand had exchanged more than 10 moves. Lu Ming was still no match for Blood Blade Hand, but he was much better than before. Lu Ming was completely at a disadvantage and was injured, but it wasn't serious. He could barely resist. Lu Ming did his best to fight with Blood Blade Hand. Boom, boom. The two exchanged more than 20 moves and Lu Ming finally retreated with serious injuries. Let's go! Lu Ming used his 6-feathered divine wings and turned around. His speed was faster than before and Blood Blade Hand couldn't catch up. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Blood Blade Hand was furious and roared again and again. He was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. He knew that he was targeted by Lu Ming and couldn't get rid of him. If he had known earlier, he wouldn't have attacked Lu Ming. He regretted it. Next, no matter what Blood Blade Hand thought of, he couldn't get rid of Lu Ming. Every once in a while, Lu Ming would look for him and have a big fight with him. However, he did not dare to leave the battlefield and return to the Two-World City. This was because Lu Ming had been keeping an eye on him. He was afraid that when he returned to the Two-World City, Lu Ming would report him and he would die without a burial ground. Just like that, half a year passed. In this half a year, Lu Ming and Blood Blade Hand fought more than 10 times. Lu Ming's improvement was astonishing. Bloody Swordsman was really the best demonic refined stone. Its combat ability was slightly higher than Lu Ming's, but not by much. Every time, Lu Ming could go all out in the battle. In this half a year, Lu Ming's Law of Devour and Array Dao broke through to the 3rd level. The 2 Monarch Dao laws made Lu Ming's battle strength soar to the 13th level of a true emperor. It's time to end him. At this time, Lu Ming decided to deal with Blood Blade Hand. Boom! Lu Ming caught up with the Bloody Swordsman and launched an attack. Brat, let's die together. Blood Blade Hand was about to go crazy and attacked Lu Ming crazily. But now, Lu Ming's battle strength was only 1 level lower than Blood Blade Hand. He didn't fear him at all. Lu Ming used a method where both sides would suffer. In the end, he dealt a heavy blow to the Bloody Swordsman while his own injuries recovered rapidly. I'll send you on your way. Chapter 2285. In the end, Lu Ming's spear pierced through his head and extinguished his soul. Since you accompanied me for half a year, I won't take your world core. After taking away the storage ring of the Bloody Bladesman, he struck his palm and blasted a big hole in the ground, burying the corpse of the Bloody Bladesman in the hole. This could be considered as repaying his kindness of being a sparring partner for half a year and allowing Lu Ming's combat ability to rise by 2 levels. Lu Ming's figure flashed and he left the place. Soon after, Lu Ming came to a secret place. He took out the storage ring of Bloody Bladesman and checked it. This guy has a lot of resources. Lu Ming discovered that there were at least 100 alien race crystal cores in the storage ring. They were all true Emperor-level alien race crystal cores. There were also dozens of world cores. Let's cultivate for a while. Lu Ming planned to increase his cultivation. 3 of his 9 laws were at the 3rd level while the other 6 were at the peak of the 2nd level. It was time to increase his cultivation. However, Lu Ming didn't take out the Chaos Stones to cultivate. Instead, he took out the World Core and refined it. After erasing the laws on the World Core, Lu Ming began to refine it. Just as Lu Ming was refining the heart of the world and improving his cultivation level, in Two World City, Lan Cheng and the experts of the Lan clan were having a discussion. Lu Ming entered the true emperor battlefield again. Are you sure? Lan Cheng asked an old man from the Lan clan. I'm sure. Moreover, Lu Ming has been fighting with Blood Bladesman recently. The old man said, Blood Bladesman? What's his strength? Lan Cheng asked. I heard that he has the strength of a 14th level true emperor. The old man said, What, a 14th level true emperor? Lu Ming can fight a 14th level true emperor? His improvement is too fast. It must be the indestructible ancient scripture. Lan Cheng was shocked. Greed flashed in his eyes. Pass down my order. If any experts of the Lan clan see Lu Ming in the true emperor battlefield, kill him and take the indestructible ancient scripture from his soul. Lan Cheng said with a dark expression. Heaven Emperor, if news of this gets out, will be targeted by other experts. The old man from the Lan clan said. Then don't let anyone know. Do it secretly. Also, contact the Yen clan. We'll work together. Lan Cheng ordered. Lu Ming refined dozens of world cores one after another. Lu Ming's minor world expanded once again. Rumble. Lu Ming's small world became bigger and bigger. In the end, it expanded to a radius of 300,000 miles before it stopped. When he had just broken through, the size of his little world was 100,000 miles wide. With each subsequent breakthrough, the size of his little world would increase by another 100,000 miles. When Lu Ming was a 2-star true emperor, his minor world had a radius of 200,000 miles. Now that Lu Ming had refined a large number of world cores, his minor world had expanded to a radius of 300,000 miles. Lu Ming's battle prowess had also improved, barely reaching the strength of a 14th level true emperor. He barely had the strength of a 14th order true emperor, which was considered weak among the 14th order true emperors. Lu Ming didn't stop there. He took out a chaos stone and continued to absorb chaos energy. After refining 5 chaos stones in a row, Lu Ming's cultivation reached peak 3-star true emperor. At this stage, Lu Ming continued to refine a few chaos gems before stopping. He wanted to break through to 4-star True Emperor in one go, but he found that it wasn't feasible. 4-star True Emperor was a high-level True Emperor. He needed time to consolidate his foundation or he wouldn't be able to break through this barrier. Right now, my battle prowess has reached 14th level True Emperor. With the Fallen Star Bow, I should be able to protect myself in the core area. I'll go out and hunt some foreign races. Lu Ming pondered. Only through fighting and killing could one improve very quickly. If Lu Ming didn't fight here and instead cultivated in Two World City, he wouldn't have improved so much even if he stayed under the Tao Comprehension Tree every day. Lu Ming left this place and began to wander around the core area of the True Emperor realm, looking for the alien race. At this time, a piece of news spread across the battlefield. The entrance to a minor world had appeared somewhere in the battlefield. It was speculated that this minor world had been floating in the void for a long time. It coincidentally connected with this area and the entrance appeared. A minor world that could float in the void for so long was at least a peak Grand Emperor's minor world, or even a Heavenly Emperor's. Otherwise, it would have collapsed after so many years. Only a small world condensed by an extremely powerful existence could float in the eternal void for so many years and still exist. If it was a small world left behind by a Heavenly Emperor realm powerhouse, it was very likely to be priceless, having supreme treasures. Everyone in the battlefield was startled by this news and began searching for the entrance. Even the true emperors on the periphery of the battlefield were looking for companions to try their luck. Bai Tai also contacted a few powerful true emperors and headed towards the core area. The Lan family, the Yen family, and the other major forces also sent many powerful forces to search for the entrance to the small world. In the middle of a mountain range, there was a huge expanse of land. The entrance to the small world was in this area. But now, a large number of outsider experts were hiding in the vicinity of the plate. Let's use this chance to kill the celestial world's experts. A foreign race expert said coldly. They found the minor world's entrance earlier but didn't go in to investigate. Instead, they waited for the celestial world's experts to come and kill them one by one. The battlefield was filled with murderous intent and undercurrents. Lu Ming didn't know any of this. He hid his aura and wandered around the core area. After several days of searching, he didn't see a single foreign expert. However, he did see a few celestial world experts. They were all in a hurry, seemingly looking for something. One day, Lu Ming arrived at a mountain range. At this point, Lu Ming stopped in his tracks. This was because he sensed a mysterious fluctuation in the space ahead. This fluctuation is similar to the spatial fluctuation of a minor world's entrance. Is there an entrance to a minor world here? Let's go take a look. Lu Ming was bold enough to fly towards the mountain range. He had the Fallen Star Bow and the Celestial Emperor's body. Lu Ming flew into the mountains. Naturally, he was discovered by the foreign tribes lying in ambush here. It's a human from Celestial World. Why is there only one? Only one? Fine, let's kill him first to avoid alerting the enemy. They immediately sent out an expert to kill Lu Ming. Lu Ming was flying when all of a sudden, a beam of light dashed toward him at high speed. A black axe gleam was charging toward Lu Ming. It's a foreign, level 12. Chapter 2286. It was a burly being from the evil god tribe. He had 3 eyes and they were filled with killing intent. Die! Lu Ming formed a spear in his hand and thrust it forward. The spear light shattered the enemy's axe light and pierced through the enemy's forehead. Instant kill. Following that, Lin Fan used his power of the realm to retrieve the enemy's storage bracelet and dug out the enemy's crystal core. Damn it! This person has the combat strength of a 14th level true emperor. One of the foreign races who was lying in ambush roared. Initially, they thought that Lu Ming's combat strength wouldn't be that high since he was so young. They thought that a 12th level true emperor would be able to deal with him easily. However, they didn't expect that Lu Ming would be able to deal with him so easily. Send more people to kill this person. Hurry up, don't let the others from the heaven world find out. One of the foreign races ordered. All of a sudden, Some members of the alien race charged toward Lu Ming. This time there were 6 of them. There's more. Lu Ming squinted his eyes. The 6 of them unleashed their terrifying auras and charged towards Lu Ming. 6 rays of destruction shot towards Lu Ming from a distance. Bush, bush. Lu Ming brandished his long spear and shot out beams of spear gleams toward the light of destruction of the alien race. Boom, boom, boom. After a series of collisions, Lu Ming's body shook violently and he was forced to retreat. 2 15th level True Emperors and 4 14th level True Emperors. Lu Ming's heart stirred as he judged the other party's ability. This lineup was more than enough to deal with a 14th level True Emperor. However, their opponent was Lu Ming. Although Lu Ming was injured, his injuries were recovering rapidly. It was not a big deal. Die. The 6 of them charged towards Lu Ming. They attacked Lu Ming with all sorts of attacks. Come on. Lu Ming's eyes were filled with battle intent as he charged towards them with his spear. Both sides kept clashing and fighting fiercely. Although Lu Ming was at a disadvantage, it was impossible for the outsiders to kill him immediately. After more than 10 moves, Lu Ming risked being injured and killed a 14th level True Emperor with a single strike of his spear. Damn it, how can the humans of the Heaven Realm be so strong? Their vitality is unbelievably tenacious. Some of the outsiders who were lying in ambush let out enraged howls, and more outsiders charged out. This time, more than 10 foreign races joined the fray. The strongest among them was a 16th Order True Emperor. So many? Could it be that this is the home of the non-humans? Lu Ming's gaze was solemn. There were so many alien races, and one of them was a 16th level True Emperor. Lu Ming was obviously not their match. Boom. Lu Ming knocked back a 14th stage fighter with a single spear strike. Then, his figure charged forward with extreme speed. At the same time, the fallen star bow appeared in his hand. Lu Ming pulled the fallen star bow and 9 colored arrows flew out, aiming at a level 15 True Emperor of a foreign race. Bang! The outsider was instantly killed in midair. Lu Ming drew his bow continuously. The bowstring vibrated and several arrows flew out. Each arrow could kill a member of the foreign race. Damn it! The outsiders who were lying in ambush couldn't sit still anymore. A few of them were even more terrifying. Charge out and kill this person. Howling, one of the outsider chieftains charged out in attack. This time, more than 200 outsiders charged out from the mountains. Each of them had the combat strength of a 10th Order True Emperor. The strongest among them had the combat strength of a 17th Order True Emperor. So many! Lu Ming's expression changed. Hundreds of outsiders with the combat strength of a 10th Order True Emperor couldn't be a coincidence. They had been lying in ambush for a long time. Even though Lu Ming didn't know what was going on, he knew that he was unlucky to have walked into an ambush. Hundreds of foreign clans, all of whom were at least at the 10th level True Emperor realm, charged toward Lu Ming from all directions, causing the entire void to shake. It was as though there were tens of thousands of soldiers and horses. Kill him! One of the outsiders shouted. He had the appearance of a human with purple hair. He was a member of the royal race. Bush. Several rays of destructive light shot out, causing the space around them to tremble. A stone sword appeared in Lu Ming's hand. At the same time, the Heavenly Emperor's body appeared and floated in front of Lu Ming. Lu Ming took a step forward and merged with the Heavenly Emperor's body. In the face of so many powerful figures from foreign tribes, Lu Ming was no match for them at all. He might be drowned in the attacks of so many foreign tribes in an instant and be blown up by so many attacks. He could only use the Heavenly Emperor's body. Controlling the Heavenly Emperor's body, Lu Ming slashed out with his sword. A beam of sword chi shot out, piercing through the clouds and slicing through the attacks of the outsiders, heading straight for a group of outsiders. Several outsiders with the combat strength of a 10th Order True Emperor were cleaved in half by the sword chi and died on the spot. At this time, a group of people appeared not far from where they were. They were experts from the Lan and Yen families. There were dozens of them in total and there was no lack of true emperors among them. The experts from the Lan and Yen families were naturally looking for the entrance to the lesser world. They saw the boundless sword chi from afar. There are experts fighting up ahead. What terrifying power! Be careful! An expert from the Lan family whispered. They immediately retracted their auras and flew forward carefully. They landed on a mountain peak and looked ahead. They saw Lu Ming controlling the Heavenly Emperor's body to fight against the outsiders. Of course, they didn't recognize Lu Ming because he had merged with the Heavenly Emperor's body. They were almost scared to death when they saw so many outsiders. There are strange spatial fluctuations up ahead. Is the entrance to the lesser world here? Could it be that these foreign races are lying in ambush here, trying to kill the experts of the Heaven Realm? The Lan and Yen families easily thought of the key point. Their faces turned pale at the thought of it. They knew that someone had broken in first. Otherwise, they would be finished. Who is that giant stone man? It's so strong. It should be a puppet. The experts from the Lan and Yen families whispered among themselves. At this time, Lu Ming killed a few more outsiders. This enraged the outsiders. Attack together! Attack together! The outsider royal roared. All the outsiders attacked. Hundreds of attacks were directed at Lu Ming. So many attacks were unleashed by 10th order true emperors and above. Ordinary emperors wouldn't dare to take them head-on and would only be able to dodge. However, the Heavenly Emperor's body was made of stone and was extremely tough. Even emperors couldn't penetrate it, let alone true emperors. Lu Ming ignored the attacks and charged at the outsiders with the Heavenly Emperor's sword. Chapter 2287. Lu Ming killed 3 members of the foreign race with one stroke of his sword. Thereafter, his combat sword slashed horizontally, killing another 2 members of the foreign race. The attacks of the hundreds of foreign races landed on the Heaven Emperor's body, causing a series of explosions. However, the Heaven Emperor's body was completely fine. On the other hand, Lu Ming's combat sword did not stop slashing. A gigantic sword ray the size of a mountain swept across the sky with shocking power. Over the years, Lu Ming would occasionally take the time to fuse the energy crystals he obtained from the outsiders into Heaven Emperor's body. Heaven Emperor's body was close to 30% of its energy. Boom, boom, boom. Under the pressure of the gigantic sword ray, the outsiders exploded and died on the spot. In a few breaths, dozens of outsiders were killed. No matter how strong they were, they couldn't stop one of Lu Ming's moves. Close to 30% of the Celestial Emperor's physical body's energy erupted. Even an ordinary 1-star Great Emperor would be in danger and could be killed by Lu Ming, let alone a true emperor. 18 true emperors were only equivalent to true emperors. Even the strongest 18th-level true emperor would only be a peak true emperor. They would be instantly killed by a great emperor. Therefore, no matter what level one's combat level was, when faced with Lu Ming, there was only one outcome, and that was to be killed instantly. No one was his match. Kill! Lu Ming shouted. He was like a tiger in a flock of sheep. His sword slashed out non-stop, taking the lives of several outsiders with each slash. In less than a minute, more than 100 of the 200 outsiders died under Lu Ming's sword. Run, run! The remaining outsiders finally began to panic. Howling in terror, they turned and fled. Kill! Lu Ming had his eyes on the outsider royal. The number of outsiders was pitifully small, but each of them was shockingly talented. Once they reached adulthood, they would have terrifying battle prowess. The geniuses among them were even more terrifying. Since he saw them, he couldn't let them go. Lu Ming chased after that member of the foreign clan. Stop him! A look of terror appeared on the outsider's face as he ran for his life, ordering the other outsiders to stop Lu Ming. Among the outsiders, the hierarchy was extremely strict. The status of royalty was very precious. The ordinary people of the evil god race, as well as the nobles, had to listen to the royalty unconditionally. In the face of danger, they had to stand in front of the royal family unconditionally. Otherwise, there would be a great disaster. At this point, even though the rest of the strange humans were terrified, they still charged towards Lu Ming. Among them, There was no lack of 17th level true emperors. Kill! Lu Ming showed no mercy at all as he charged forward, slashing out with his battle sword and slaughtering outsiders one by one. One of them was a 17th level true emperor. A 17th level true emperor was the pinnacle of the battlefield. Most of them were at the peak of the true emperor realm, preparing to break through to the grand emperor realm. Lu Ming was invincible among the true emperors when he controlled the celestial emperor's physical body. Lu Ming rushed past them and killed dozens of true emperors before dashing toward the royal member of the foreign race. The outsider screamed in terror as the sword slashed down, but he was still cut in half. The other outsiders scattered in all directions. Lu Ming stopped and didn't continue the chase. The intense battle just now had consumed a lot of energy from his physical body. These outsiders were all at the 10th order true emperor realm. It seemed easy for Lu Ming to kill them, but it took a lot of energy. After killing more than 100 of them, the energy in Heaven Emperor's body was almost depleted. Killing so many true emperors wasn't as easy as fighting a 1-star great emperor. At this point, the energy in Heaven Emperor's body was almost depleted. After the alien race fled far away, Lu Ming appeared and put away the Celestial Emperor's body. Looks like there's an entrance to a minor world here. These outsiders must be here to ambush the inhabitants of the celestial world. Lu Ming thought about it and guessed what the outsiders were planning. At this time, the Lan and Yen clan's eyes widened in shock. Lu Ming, it's that Lu Ming. It's him, he has such a terrifying puppet. The Lan and Yen clan's faces turned pale. They were ordered to kill Lu Ming if they had the chance in the true emperor battlefield. However, Lu Ming actually had such a powerful puppet. This made them shudder. If they were to attack Lu Ming, they would only have a dead end. No, there must be conditions to control such a powerful puppet. It can't be that easy. He didn't chase after the outsiders when they escaped. That doesn't seem like him. Could it be that the puppet can't be used anymore? Controlling the puppet requires energy, and it can be used up. The Lan and Yen clans discussed in secret. Some of them had lived for hundreds of thousands of years, some even millions of years. They were all old foxes and had a rough idea of what was going on. Their eyes lit up, filled with cold, murderous intent. This was an excellent opportunity. If Lu Ming's puppet couldn't be controlled, it would be best to kill Lu Ming. Fight. The experts of the Lan and Yen families had resolute looks in their eyes. Their superiors had ordered them to find a chance to kill Lu Ming and take the indestructible ancient scripture from Lu Ming's soul. If they could accomplish this task, they would be rewarded handsomely. Now that there was no one from the celestial world around and Lu Ming's puppet couldn't be used, it was the best time to strike. Kill Lu Ming. The leading powerhouse of the Lan family transmitted a message to everyone and then rushed out. The others also rushed out after him. Beams of rainbow lights dashed toward Lu Ming at high speed. Lu Ming was about to head toward the small world when he suddenly saw dozens of people flying toward him. He could not help but be stunned. He didn't recognize that they were from the Lan and Yen clans. The Lan and Yen clans didn't have any special symbols, and these people were all true emperors. Lu Ming had never seen them before. He thought that they were just ordinary people from the celestial world. Are these people also here for the small world? Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. Whoosh! Whoosh! The Lan and Yen clans stopped not far from Lu Ming and didn't attack immediately. They were still wary of Lu Ming's methods. You're Lu Ming? The leader of the Lan family pretended that he had just recognized Lu Ming and asked with a surprised expression. That's me. May I know why you are here? Lu Ming asked. My name is Wuxia. The Lan clan's leader smiled and walked towards Lu Ming. Recently, there has been a rumor about a small world floating in the eternal void that is connected to the true emperor battlefield. Many people have come. Brother Lu, you must be here for this small world. Chapter 2288. It really is a small world. Lu Ming's heart stirred, but his expression did not change. That's right. I'm also here for the small world. The leader of the Lan clan glanced at the alien corpses and said, So many alien corpses, Did Brother Lu kill them all? He pretended not to see the corpses because he wanted to test Lu Ming. No, I just got here too, Lu Ming said. Oh, could it be that someone has already entered the small world before us? Let's go in then. The leader of the Lan clan pretended to be shocked and moved closer to Lu Ming. At this moment, a terrifying ray of light burst forth from the hands of the leader of the Lan family and charged toward Lu Ming. The two were very close to each other. If Lu Ming wasn't prepared, he wouldn't be able to dodge it. However, just as the leader of the Lan family attacked, the six-feathered wings suddenly appeared on Lu Ming's back. In a flash, Lu Ming's figure flew away at high speed, avoiding the other party's attack. The expression of the leader of the Lan family changed. His face darkened as he stared at Lu Ming. How did you find out? You're good at disguising yourself, but the others aren't as good. Did you think I wouldn't notice when someone tried to kill me? Or you? Lu Ming's expression darkened. If not for his extremely sharp spiritual sense and the strong murderous intent of some people from the Lan family and the Yen family, Lu Ming would have sensed it despite their best efforts to conceal it. Hence, he would have been on guard. So what if you found out? You're still going to die today. The leader of the Lan family hollered. He no longer held back and unleashed his full power. He charged toward Lu Ming, displaying his terrifying combat power. 17th level of True Emperor. Lu Ming's expression changed. Lu Ming might have reached the 14th level of True Emperor, but he was still far from being a match for a 17th level True Emperor. Moreover, there were others. The other members of the Lan clan and Yen clan attacked as well. Each of them had the strength of a 10th order True Emperor. If the Heavenly Emperor's body was still around, these people wouldn't be a threat at all. However, Lu Ming was no match for them now. Lu Ming used his six-feathered wings and retreated to avoid the attacks. At the same time, the fallen star bow appeared in his hand. Where do you think you're going? Attacks tore through the void and flew towards Lu Ming. You're from the Lan clan and Yen clan? Lu Ming shouted. As soon as the other party made a move, he could not hide his unique skills at all. Lu Ming recognized him. As he had a feud with the Lan family and the Yen family, Lu Ming had specially studied the ancient scriptures and magical skills of these two families. Therefore, he could recognize them at one glance. The Lan clan and Yen clan's members were filled Lu Ming. Buzz. As Lu Ming retreated, he pulled the fallen star bow. Whoosh! An arrow shot out, flying with extreme speed, tearing through the void like a star. An expert of the Lan family with a combat strength of a 15th level True Emperor was killed by Lu Ming. Damn it! The leader of the Lan family yelled and increased his speed to the maximum. It was as if he was shuttling through the void. He was as fast as Lu Ming's six-feathered divine wings. There was also someone from the Yen clan who had the strength of a 17th order True Emperor. He cooperated with the leader from the Lan clan and charged at Lu Ming from both sides. They quickly closed in on Lu Ming. Whoosh, whoosh. Lu Ming drew his bow and shot two 9-colored arrows at the two level 17 True Emperors. However, the two level 17 True Emperors were too powerful and they managed to block the arrows. Only their bodies were affected. How can a 17th order True Emperor be so strong? Lu Ming's expression turned solemn. Lu Ming, you're going to die today. Hand over the indestructible ancient scripture and your own scripture and we'll give you a quick death. The leader of the Lan clan said coldly. However, at this moment, his expression changed. The others from the Lan clan and Yen clan were startled as well. Rainbow lights flashed in the distance. Someone was coming. The Lan family and the Yen family couldn't help but stop. There was a rule in heaven that forbade them from killing each other on the battlefield. If they violated this rule, even the Lan clan and Yen clan would be punished. The light receded, and a total of 6 people appeared not too far away. Lu Ming. A voice sounded. Senior Bai Tai. Lu Ming was surprised. He didn't expect Bai Tai to be one of them. Wasn't Bai Tai supposed to be at the periphery of the battlefield? Why was he at the core of the battlefield? Is it because of that small world? Lu Ming thought. Everyone, what's going on? Bai Tai looked at the Lan clan and Yen clan. They seemed to have seen someone fighting from afar. Bai Tai and the others looked at the corpse of the alien race and their expressions changed. Could it be that the Lan clan and Yen clan were fighting with the alien race? The leader of the Lan clan had a gloomy expression. Murderous intent flashed in his eyes. Attack, kill them all. The leader of the Lan clan sent a message to the others. The others' expressions changed. If word got out that they killed their own people on the battlefield, the Lan clan and Yen clan wouldn't be able to protect them. However, there was no one else present. They just had to silence them. Attack! The leader of the Lan clan sent a message. Not good, Senior Bai Tai, run. At this moment, Lu Ming hollered. He could sense the murderous aura emanating from the Lan family. These people were actually audacious enough to want to kill Bai Tai and the others. Lu Ming roared and dashed toward Bai Tai at lightning speed. However, the 17th level true emperor from the Yen clan was already attacking Bai Tai. At the same time, the leader of the Lan family charged toward Lu Ming and launched several attacks. Lu Ming could only try his best to dodge. Bai Tai was shocked. He didn't expect the Lan clan and Yen clan to suddenly attack them. Bai Tai's battle prowess was only at the 7th order true emperor realm. He was no match for Huang Xiaolong. His heart was pierced by Huang Xiaolong's attack and his body exploded. Senior Bai Tai. Lu Ming's eyes turned red. He was filled with murderous intent. He and Bai Tai had worked together to hunt the alien races for 2 years. They had fought dozens of battles and formed a deep friendship. Bai Tai and his ancestors had all died in the hands of the pagans. His biggest wish in his life was to hunt down the pagans. He had no other thoughts. At the same time, he knew that his talent was limited. When he was hunting foreign tribes, he would intentionally give Lu Ming more Heart of the World so that Lu Ming could improve faster. He was a respectable elder who had spent his life hunting the alien races. But now, he was killed by the greed of the Lan clan and Yen clan. Lu Ming's heart was filled with murderous intent. He wanted nothing more than to kill everyone from the Lan clan and Yen clan. Lan clan, you won't have a good death. The people who came with Bai Tai were also all killed. Lu Ming, no one can save you. The leader of the Lan clan continued to attack Lu Ming. Chapter 2289. The members of the Lan family and the Yen family flew toward Lu Ming together, forming an encirclement, wanting to surround Lu Ming. However, at this moment, the people from the Lan and Yen family changed their expressions. This was because they could vaguely see a rainbow light flashing in the distance. Obviously, more people were coming. This time, there were dozens of people, which was more than the Lan and Yen families. Damn it! The Lan and Yen families shouted. If they had more time, they would be able to kill Lu Ming. However, they did not expect more people to come. Quick, put away the alien corpses. Quick! The leader of the Lan family shouted. He abandoned Lu Ming and quickly put away the alien corpses. The other people from the Lan and Yen families did not know what was going on, but they did as they were told. They put away all the alien corpses, leaving only the corpses of those who came with Bai Tai. Bush, bush, bush. A rainbow light flashed and dozens of people appeared in the sky. They were all living beings from the heaven realm. Some of them were extremely powerful. What's going on? The people who came later glanced at the corpses of Bai Tai and the others. Their eyes flashed. Everyone Lu Ming is too daring. He wants to kill people from the heaven realm. We happened to find him and were about to take him down. The leader of the Lan family was the first to shout, directly accusing Lu Ming of killing Bai Tai and the rest. What? Lu Ming, how dare you? The people from the heaven realm looked at Lu Ming with anger in their eyes. Haha. Lu Ming laughed angrily and said, the Lan and Yen families wanted to kill me and steal the indestructible ancient scripture. When others saw it, they killed them. Now they dare to slander me. What a joke. Nonsense. Everyone, Lu Ming is eloquent. We can't be fooled by him. I suggest we take him down, destroy his cultivation, and bring him back to the two-world city for interrogation. The leader of the Lan family shouted. Lan family, Yen family, I will make you pay for what you did today. Lu Ming shouted and turned around to leave. He knew that he was at a disadvantage today. No matter how he argued, it would be useless. He could only escape first and then think of a way to publicize the crimes of the Lan and Yen families. Lu Ming used his 6-feathered divine wings and flew away at top speed. Chase him. Don't let him escape. He's trying to escape punishment. The leader of the Lan clan shouted. Together with the experts of the Yen clan, they chased after Lu Ming. The other people from the heaven realm looked at each other. They didn't know who was real and who was fake, so they could only watch. Lu Ming, you can't escape. The leader of the Lan family hollered. A jade talisman appeared in his hands. He then crushed the jade talisman. A gush of green energy shrouded his body. His speed suddenly increased and he quickly approached Lu Ming. Lu Ming's expression changed. He turned around, drew his bow, and shot an arrow at the leader. A battle sword appeared in the leader's hand. He slashed out and collided with the arrow, causing it to explode. His body paused for a moment, and then he continued to chase after Lu Ming. Bush. The leader of the Lan clan slashed out a few times. Sword Chi whistled and slashed at Lu Ming. Lu Ming kept dodging, but he was still hit by a sword Chi. Lu Ming vomited blood and flew forward. No, I can't escape like this. I'll go to that small world and try my luck. With a thought, Lu Ming rushed toward the place where there were spatial fluctuations. The experts of the Lan clan and Yen clan chased after him. As they chased, the leader of the Lan clan kept slashing out sword Chi. Lu Ming could only block with his bow and try his best to dodge at the same time. However, after a few moves, Lu Ming was hit again. His body was almost cut open. However, with the indestructible ancient scripture, Lu Ming was fine. His injuries were recovering quickly. After a while, a huge black vortex appeared in front of him. Obviously, this was the entrance to the small world. Lu Ming dashed in without turning his head back. The leader of the Lan clan also rushed in. The two of them were the fastest. The others were a little slower. Lu Ming rushed into the vortex. The next moment, he appeared in the void. However, the scene that was imprinted in his eyes made Lu Ming's eyes narrow. In this small world, the ground cracked, and a hideous crack appeared. Heaven and earth were barren. In the sky, one spatial crack after another kept flashing. Let's go! Without thinking too much, Lu Ming rushed forward. Behind him, a fluctuation came. The leader of the Lan clan also appeared. As soon as he came out, he was shocked by the scene in front of him. However, when he saw Lu Ming, his eyes were filled with killing intent. He rushed towards Lu Ming. Swoosh, swoosh. The leader of the Lan clan unleashed his full strength. The strength of a 17th-level true emperor was undoubtedly displayed. The sword Chi slashed through the void, and the space directly exploded. Lu Ming's eyes narrowed. He wanted to use the fallen star bow to block the attack, but he could not help but stop. The leader of the Lan clan's face changed drastically. Rumble. At this moment, the whole world shook violently. The sky kept exploding. The leader of the Lan clan's sword just now seemed to have lit a fuse. The whole world began to collapse and explode. Not good. The leader of the Lan clan realized that something was wrong. He turned around and wanted to leave through the entrance. However, with a loud bang, the entrance also exploded. The entrance collapsed. Rumble. The ground collapsed. Dense spatial cracks appeared in the sky. Damn it, damn it. The leader of the Lan clan kept roaring in fear. This is a small world that is about to collapse. Lu Ming had a bitter taste in his mouth. At this time, he understood. This small world should have been floating in the eternal void for countless years and was about to collapse. However, when they rushed in and used their cultivation to attack, they broke the balance and caused the world to completely collapse. The collapse of a small world was very terrifying. In particular, this small world might very well belong to a very powerful existence, and its power was even greater. Boom. The ground exploded. The sky was full of cracks. The cracks were increasing, revealing a dark void. Terrifying spatial storms swept in all directions. With the combat strength of Lu Ming and the leader of the Lan clan, it was fine to enter the dark void. However, if they were swept by the spatial storms of the small world, they would definitely die. The two of them tried their best to dodge. However, after a while, the whole world and space were filled with spatial storms. There was almost nowhere to hide. Damn it, it's all your fault, I want you dead. The leader of the Lan clan roared crazily and blamed everything on Lu Ming. If Lu Ming didn't rush in, he wouldn't have chased after him. If Lu Ming didn't escape and let him kill him, this wouldn't have happened. He roared and pounced on Lu Ming. Chapter 2290. At this moment, Lu Ming was in danger. The spatial storm was sweeping in all directions and he was almost caught in it. Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron, hide in it. Lu Ming thought of the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. With a thought, a Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron appeared in front of him. Lu Ming rushed into the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. Although the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron's energy seemed to have been exhausted and had fallen into a deep slumber, Lu Ming was unable to activate its terrifying power. However, the material of the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron was extremely tough. Now, he could only rely on the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron to resist the spatial storm outside. Crash! As soon as Lu Ming hid in the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron, it was swept away by a spatial storm. The terrifying spatial storm burst out with shocking power and constantly cut the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. However, the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron was extremely tough. Although the spatial storm was powerful, it could not do anything to the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. The leader of the Lan family also saw this scene. "Save me, Lu Ming, save me!" The leader of the Lan family shouted. "Idiot!" Lu Ming's faint voice came from the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. "No, save me. You can't leave me to die. We are all from the Heaven Realm." The leader of the Lan family shouted and wanted to rush towards the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. However, the entire world was about to collapse. The endless spatial storm swept over and the leader of the Lan family was directly swept into the spatial storm. He let out a cry of despair and then there was no sound. Outside the small world, the other members of the Lan family and the Yen family wanted to rush into the small world. However, when they approached the vortex shook violently and then exploded. What's going on? The members of the Lan family and the Yen family were shocked. Rumble. Then, the space shook violently. The members of the Lan family and the Yen family were shocked and quickly retreated. The other members of the Heaven Realm also came to the side and looked at it in surprise. Rip. A crack appeared where the vortex was originally. They could vaguely see the scene of destruction inside. This is the collapse of the small world. That small world is collapsing. They were all experienced people. How could they not have thought of this when they saw this scene? They also speculated that the small world was definitely too ancient and was now completely collapsing. Lu Ming is dead meat. Someone whispered. Everyone's expression became solemn. A true emperor was dead for sure when facing the destruction of a small world. The Lan family and the Yen family felt a lingering fear. Fortunately, they didn't rush in. Otherwise, they would also die. What a pity for the indestructible ancient scripture. The members of the Lan and Yen families sighed in their hearts. They didn't care about Lu Ming's life or death. However, it was a pity that the indestructible ancient scripture would accompany Lu Ming to be buried in the void. They didn't leave. Instead, they watched from afar. At this moment, the small world had completely collapsed. Endless space storms swept across the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. Don't. Even if Lu Ming hid in the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron and had the protection of the cauldron, some of the terrifying vibrations still seeped into the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron, causing Lu Ming to suffer a terrifying attack. Lu Ming's body was surrounded by the power of law. At the same time, he revolved the indestructible golden body to resist that terrifying power. However, he still suffered heavy injuries. His bones were broken, his muscles were torn, and he vomited large mouthfuls of blood. This small world was definitely a heavenly emperor's small world. The energy formed by the collapse was too terrifying. The Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron was like a small boat in the boundless sea, drifting with the waves. It was swept into the boundless dark void by the space storms, drifting into the distance. Not knowing how long had passed, the divine nine-dragon cauldron suddenly emitted a violent rumble. Then, a violent explosion erupted outside. Following that, everything calmed down. What's going on? Could it be that I've already been swept out of the dark void? Lu Ming's heart stirred. Through the cauldron's mouth, he discovered light shining in. Lu Ming was overjoyed. Looks like he really got out of the dark void. Lu Ming climbed out of the cauldron's mouth. In the outside world, birds were singing and flowers were fragrant. He was currently on this mountain peak. However, when the divine nine-dragon cauldron smashed down just now, half of this mountain peak was smashed and embedded in the mountain peak. Lu Ming waved his hand and put away the divine nine-dragon cauldron. Where is this? Lu Ming looked around. What entered his eyes was a boundless green mountain. It was lush and full of vitality, and it was an expanse of lush green. This was not the true Emperor's battlefield at all. It was not even the battlefield outside Two World City. Because there were constant battles and killings on the battlefield all year round, it was long dead silent. No vegetation could survive. It was completely different from this place. Could it be that I've been swept into some place in the grand pure celestial domain by the space storms? Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. He thought of another possibility in the next moment. If he could be swept into the grand pure celestial domain, wouldn't that mean he could be swept into another celestial domain? Could this place be another celestial domain? Other than the grand pure celestial domain, the other 8 celestial domains of the celestial world were occupied by the foreign races. If he came to another celestial domain, it would be troublesome. Let's heal first. Lu Ming shook his head. His injuries were severe. No matter where he was, he had to recover to his peak condition first. Lu Ming sat down cross-legged and circulated the indestructible ancient scripture to heal his injuries. But just as he started to heal his injuries, several streaks of light flew towards him. Lu Ming's expression changed. He could only stop healing and look at the streaks of light. Foreign races. Lu Ming's expression turned uglier when he saw them. It was impossible for there to be foreign races in the grand pure celestial domain. Moreover, this was not the battlefield outside Two World City. There was only one possibility. This was another celestial domain of the celestial world. Lu Ming felt bitter in his mouth. He had never thought that he would really be in another celestial domain of the celestial world. It's the human race. Kill any human who escapes. The foreign races also saw Lu Ming and charged towards Lu Ming. Even though they were far away, there were streaks of destructive light shooting towards Lu Ming. The strongest is at the 10th order True Emperor realm. From the other party's attack, Lu Ming sensed that the strongest combat power among the alien tribes should be at the 10th level of a true emperor. This kind of combat strength was no threat to Lu Ming. Lu Ming ignored his injuries and condensed the infinite dragon spear in his hand and attacked. Poof, poof. Streaks of spear light pierced towards the foreign races, killing them one after another. More than a dozen foreign races were killed by Lu Ming in an instant. Lu Ming kept the foreign races' corpses in his pocket world and left the place in a flash. Lu Ming needed to find a secluded place to heal his injuries. His injuries had worsened after he forced himself to attack. But in the next moment, his expression changed. That was because there was another group of outsiders charging over from another direction. It's a human who escapes. Kill him. Chapter 2291. Dozens of foreign races charged towards Lu Ming. Lu Ming could sense that there were terrifying experts among them. Even though there were no emperors, there were at least 16th or 17th level emperors. Lu Ming was heavily injured and was no match for these foreign races. He could only avoid them for now. Lu Ming used his 6 feathered wings and flew towards the distance. The foreign races chased after him. Which heaven is this? The other party said that there are humans who escaped the net. It seems like there are still humans in this heaven. Lu Ming pondered as he flew. The foreign races behind him were fast. Some of them were strong and they were slowly closing the distance between them and Lu Ming. My injuries are too heavy. I can't use my full strength. Lu Ming frowned and thought of a plan. After a while, he was tens of thousands of miles away. Suddenly, another group of foreign races appeared in front of him. There were more than 20 of them. Lu Ming had no choice but to change his direction and rush towards the left. This way, the distance between him and the foreign races decreased. What should I do? Lu Ming quickly thought of a plan. He could take out the divine nine-dragon cauldron to block the foreign race's attacks, but that would be like catching a turtle in a jar. Under such circumstances, it was not a good idea. Lu Ming could only continue flying. Human, die. The foreign races slowly closed in on Lu Ming. Lu Ming took out the fallen star bow and shot a few arrows. However, the foreign races were too strong and they blocked them. Forcefully pulling the fallen star bow made Lu Ming's injuries worse. Lu Ming flew over a mountain peak that towered into the clouds and entered a huge canyon. The foreign races also rushed into the valley. Right at that moment, a series of attacks suddenly erupted from the Grand Canyon. These attacks weren't aimed at Lu Ming, but at the outsiders. In the blink of an eye, 7 or 8 outsiders were killed, and the outsiders who were chasing Lu Ming were stopped in their tracks. Kill these outsiders. A furious roar could be heard from the canyon as more than 20 figures dashed out from it. Human race, divine beast. Lu Ming was stunned for a moment before he was overjoyed. These people who rushed out were actually humans, and there were also divine beasts. Furthermore, they were all extremely powerful. One of them was a middle-aged man with a saber. He slashed out and killed 2 16th Order True Emperors while seriously injuring another 17th Order True Emperor. That's a peak True Emperor at the 18th level. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. Moreover, there were a few 16th level and 17th level emperors. It was a completely one-sided battle. Dozens of outsiders were being slaughtered one after another. Lu Ming didn't care about his injuries as he continued to draw his fallen star bow, killing a few outsiders who tried to escape. There were 40 to 50 outsiders in total. Not long after, they were all killed and their corpses were collected. Following which, their gazes shifted to Lu Ming. Everyone, thank you for your help. Lu Ming cupped his fists in gratitude. Who are you? Why haven't I seen you before? Are there other lesser worlds that haven't been conquered by the outsiders? A young woman walked in the air and looked at Lu Ming curiously. This woman was very beautiful. She was wearing armor, and her impressive figure was fully displayed. Other lesser worlds? Lu Ming was confused. Everyone, may I ask where this place is? Which celestial domain is this? Lu Ming asked. Which celestial domain? This is obviously Myriad Spirit's celestial domain. Aren't you from there? The young woman asked curiously. The others also came over and looked at Lu Ming curiously. Myriad Spirit's celestial domain. I'm actually in Myriad Spirit's celestial domain. Lu Ming was shocked. Myriad Spirit's celestial domain was one of the 9 heavens domains of the heaven realm. It had long been invaded by the outsiders. It seemed that he had been swept here by the collapse of the lesser worlds. I'm sorry, but I'm from Grand Pure Celestial Domain. Lu Ming said. What? You're from Grand Pure Celestial Domain? The young woman and the others all widened their eyes in shock. Then, their eyes were filled with incomparable joy. We heard from the outsiders that Grand Pure Celestial Domain hasn't been conquered and is still in the hands of the heaven realm. Is that true? How did you come to Myriad Spirit's celestial domain? Is there a secret passage? The young woman asked a lot of questions. The others were also curious. At this moment, Lu Ming's body trembled slightly and his face turned pale. At this moment he was seriously injured. Let's leave this place first. This young man is seriously injured. It won't be too late to ask him after he recovers. An old man walked over and said, I was too excited. Let's go. The young woman said. Immediately, the young woman waved her world energy and took Lu Ming and the 20 people in a direction. During this time, they kept changing directions as if they were afraid of being chased by the outsiders. Soon they came to a secret place. Through a secret passage, they entered an underground space. After arriving here, Lu Ming sat down cross-legged to heal his injuries. His injuries recovered rapidly as the indestructible ancient scripture circulated. In less than 2 hours, Lu Ming's injuries were healed, and he was back to his peak condition. So fast. Seeing that Lu Ming had recovered in just 2 hours, everyone was dumbfounded. Lu Ming's injuries were not light. If it were someone else, it would take at least 10 days to half a month to fully recover. However, Lu Ming had recovered in just 2 hours. This surprised them and made them curious. "Thank you, everyone, for your help." Lu Ming stood up and thanked everyone. "We're all creatures of the heaven realm. It's only right for us to help," the young woman said with a smile. She was very forthright. Among these people, only the young woman was from the younger generation. She was about the same age as Lu Ming. Naturally, she was more talkative. "My name is Renchan. What's your name?" the young woman asked. "My name is Lu Ming," Lu Ming said. "Now, can you tell me how you came from the Tai Ching heaven domain?" Renchan blinked her eyes and asked curiously. "I accidentally entered a small world that was about to collapse." Lu Ming briefly recounted how he came to this place. "I see. I thought there was some secret passage." Renchan let out a sigh, somewhat disappointed. The others also sighed secretly. Lu Ming came here through a small world that was about to collapse. This was completely coincidental and could not be replicated. If there was a secret passage, they could go to the Tai Ching heaven domain through it. "By the way, what's the situation here?" Lu Ming asked about the situation in the 10,000 spirit heaven domain. Chapter 2292. The 10,000 spirit celestial realm had been conquered by the foreign tribes countless years ago. However, the 10,000 spirit sky domain was incomparably vast. There were all kinds of wondrous places. Moreover, many powerhouses were born back then. There were even quite a few heavenly emperor realm figures. Naturally, there were many small worlds attached to the 10,000 spirit celestial realm. The entrances to these small worlds were mostly hidden and difficult to find. The place where Renchan and the others lived was one of the extremely secretive small worlds. However, after the foreign tribes conquered the 10,000 spirit celestial realm, they sent out a large number of experts to search for those small worlds and the hidden heavenly realm beings. Over the years, countless heavenly realm experts had been killed, and many small worlds had been found and conquered. Now, there were very few heavenly realm beings left in the 10,000 spirit celestial realm. The remaining people were struggling to survive. That was why they were so excited when they heard that Lu Ming was from the grand pure celestial realm. The conditions in the 10,000 spirit celestial realm were too difficult. They didn't know when the foreign tribes would find and conquer the small worlds. In the 10,000 spirit celestial realm, they faced danger at all times. Of course, they wanted to go to the grand pure celestial realm to cultivate. This time, we came out to find an origin stone vein and seize some origin stones. We didn't expect to meet you. At this point, Renchan sighed. Lu Ming completely understood. Renchan and the others hid in a small world without an origin stone vein. In the long run, they would run out of origin stones. Without origin stones, how could they cultivate? That was why they took the risk to come out and look for origin stones. However, most of the origin stone veins in the 10,000 spirit celestial realm are guarded by the foreign tribes. It's not easy to seize them. Our plan is to go to a small vein nearby. Brother Lu, do you want to go with us? Renchan asked. Okay. Lu Ming nodded. Now that they were in the 10,000 spirit celestial realm, it was rare to meet people from the heavenly realm. Lu Ming naturally wanted to go with them. Otherwise, it would be more dangerous to go alone. Immediately, everyone left the place and carefully headed in a certain direction. Along the way, they didn't meet any other foreign tribes. In fact, there weren't that many outsiders in the realm of myriad spirit. This was because although the outsiders could absorb and refine the origin chi of the heavenly realm, it was very slow and the efficiency was very low. It was very disadvantageous for the outsiders' cultivation. It was just like how Lu Ming's absorption speed was also very slow. Therefore, there weren't that many foreign races in the heaven realm. They all took turns. A batch of non-humankind warriors had been stationed here for many years. Only the battlefield in Two World City had a large number of non-humankind warriors. Otherwise, Ren Chan and the rest would not dare to come out. About a day later, they arrived at a dense forest. Here, ancient trees towered into the sky, and the green grass was like a cushion. More than 20 people were hiding nearby. Through the leaves, they could see an enormous mountain range off in the distance. It was none other than En or Mine, which was guarded by powerful outsiders. "Let me check," Rin Chan said, and then sat down cross-legged. The others surrounded Rin Chan. It was obvious that Rin Chan's status was very high among them. Along the way, Lu Ming found out that Rin Chan's battle strength was equivalent to a 10th order true emperor. With such battle strength at his age, he could be ranked among the top of the 9 absolutes even in the Grand Pure Sky domain. At this time, a layer of green light spread out from Ren Chan's body. This layer of green light resonated with the surrounding green grass and ancient trees, causing the grass to emit a layer of sparkling green light. After a while, Ren Chan opened his eyes and said, "There is an Emperor Realm expert in the ore mine. It seems like we need to wait for the right opportunity." Lu Ming was taken aback. Could it be that Ren Chan had used the green grass and ancient trees to detect the enemy in the mine? This method could be said to be incomparably mysterious. Apart from emperors, how about those with true emperor strength? An old man asked. There is one 18th order true emperor, 2 17th order true emperors, and the rest are below 17th order true emperors. There are about 50 of them. Ren Chan said. True emperors are fine. As long as that Emperor Realm expert leaves, we can make our move. A middle-aged man said. Lu Ming, we need to wait here for a while. Ren Chan came over and said with a smile. It's fine. Lu Ming smiled. Later, Lu Ming found out that Ren Chan had a mysterious divine ability. The strongest law that Ren Chan had mastered was the law of life. Combined with other laws, it created a mysterious divine ability that allowed him to sense the enemy's situation and even their cultivation through the grass and trees. The further the distance, the weaker the perception. Of course, this was also determined by Ren Chan's cultivation. The stronger the cultivation, the farther the perception. This divine ability was amazing. It was no wonder that Ren Chan had a high status in everyone's hearts. Next, they waited in the forest. Lu Ming didn't stay idle. He comprehended the laws in peace. Now, he had 3 laws, the law of death, the law of devour, and the law of array, all of which had reached the 3rd realm. As for the law of primal chaos, as the first law that Lu Ming comprehended, it was also very close to the 3rd realm. Lu Ming focused on comprehending the law of primal chaos. As long as the law of primal chaos broke through, his combat strength would skyrocket. This wait lasted for 3 months. It's about to break through. On this day, Lu Ming was cultivating when he suddenly captured a trace of inspiration. He felt that it was finally time for the law of primal chaos to break through. Lu Ming was wholeheartedly immersed in it, without any distractions. Boom! Not long after, Lu Ming's aura surged, and his law of primal chaos broke through to the 3rd realm in one fell swoop. Ren Chan and the others' gazes fell on Lu Ming, exclaiming repeatedly. During this period of time, they already knew that Lu Ming had mastered 3 supreme laws. At first, they were shocked beyond words. Even now, seeing Lu Ming cultivating, they were still amazed. Brother Lu Ming, I reckon that you are an invincible genius in the Tai Ching heavenly domain. It's a pity that you ended up in the 10,000 spirit heavenly domain. If you could grow up steadily in the Tai Ching heavenly domain, you might become an invincible powerhouse in the future. Someone sighed. Indeed. The others nodded. Now that Lu Ming was stranded in the myriad spirit sky domain, lacking resources and unable to return, it was hard to say what his future path would be. There's also Ren Chan. Many people looked at Ren Chan. Ren Chan's talent was also rare in the world. Although their entire small world had gathered resources to nurture Ren Chan, under such conditions, the resources were limited. Even so, Ren Chan had achieved so much. If he was in the Grand Pure Sky domain, his achievements would probably be even higher. After a while, Lu Ming ended his cultivation and opened his eyes. My current combat strength should have reached the 15th level of the true Emperor realm. Lu Ming measured his combat strength. Previously, his combat strength was at the 14th level of the true Emperor realm. The law of primal chaos was no small matter. Once he broke through, his combat strength would increase greatly. Now, Lu Ming's combat strength had reached the 15th level of the true Emperor realm. Chapter 2293. They continued to wait. Another 10 days passed in the blink of an eye. That great emperor has left. Ren Chan suddenly cried out in excitement. They waited for 3 months before the great emperor finally left. Only one great emperor left? Someone asked. Yes, only that great emperor left. Ren Chan nodded. That's not bad. They have one 18th level true emperor and two 17th level true emperors. We have one 18th level true emperor and three 17th level true emperors. We can suppress them. A white-haired old man said. The white-haired old man was the strongest among them. He was at the peak of the 18th level true emperor realm. There were three 17th level true emperors among them as well. Leave the 18th level true emperor to me. We need to stop the two 17th level true emperors. We'll have one more 17th level true emperor to help the others kill the other races. Then, we'll work together to kill the three strongest great emperors. The white-haired old man explained his strategy. Everyone nodded. It was the best strategy for now. However, for safety's sake, they didn't attack right away. They waited for a while to prevent the great emperor from returning. After a few hours, they made sure that the great emperor had left before making their move. They concealed their auras and headed towards the mine. Not long after, they arrived at the vicinity of the mine. There were two true emperors guarding the entrance of the mine. Unfortunately, they weren't strong enough and were killed by the white-haired old man in one move. Charge! The white-haired old man roared and they charged into the mine. It's the fish that escaped from Heaven World. Kill them. The moment they entered, they were discovered by the great emperors. Dozens of great emperors rushed out from different parts of the mine. There were more than 50 people, twice as many as they had. Kill them. Ants from Heaven World, die. An outsider whose entire body was covered in purple light gave off a terrifying aura as he charged towards them. This was an 18th level true emperor. Leave it to me. The white-haired old man rushed over and engaged in a fierce battle. Both of them were evenly matched. It was hard to tell who had the upper hand. At the same time, the two foreign experts were also stopped by the two from the other side. They had an extra 17th level true emperor on their side. Although they had fewer people on their side, they were all elites and were obviously stronger. Kill! Lu Ming also rushed over and condensed a long spear in his hand. With a stab, he killed a level 13 true emperor of a foreign race. Lu Ming discovered that among these alien races, only a minority had purple scales. Most of them were ordinary evil god race with black scales. This was also normal. The purple-scaled evil god race were nobles of the evil god race. Naturally, there wouldn't be so many of them. They could only see so much outside the battlefield of Two World City. Lu Ming was invincible, and after killing two more non-human experts, he was finally targeted by a non-human expert. This person was a 15th level true emperor. The outsider roared as he charged toward Lu Ming. Kill! Lu Ming flapped his 6-feathered divine wings and rushed toward the outsider as well. Boom! Both of them used their killing moves and clashed fiercely. Then, both of them quickly retreated. The difference was that the outsider was heavily injured while the outsider spat out mouthfuls of blood. On the other hand, Lu Ming was only lightly injured. Both of them had the same battle strength, but Lu Ming had the indestructible golden body. The outsider's attacks could only lightly injure him. On the other hand, he could easily injure the outsider. Kill! Lu Ming continued to attack the outsider. The two exchanged a few more moves before the outsider's head was pierced by Lu Ming's spear and he died on the spot. With the same battle strength, Lu Ming had the absolute advantage. Of course, having the same battle strength didn't mean that both of them had the same cultivation level. In fact, the outsider's cultivation level was much higher than Lu Ming's. However, Lu Ming was stronger and could fight above his level. Hence, they had the same battle strength. At this point, Lu Ming's side had the absolute advantage. They were all elites with great battle strength. Though the outsider had more people, they weren't as strong as them. More than 20 of them had already died. This was especially true for the 17th level True Emperor expert. He was unstoppable. They were about to win according to their plan. Right at this moment, a violent rumble suddenly came from one of the mines. Then, 2 burly foreign races rushed out of the mine. Damn celestial bastards, kill them! The 2 foreign races roared and soared into the sky, charging toward Lu Ming and the rest. Boom! 2 of Lu Ming's experts were sent flying. One of them spat out mouthfuls of blood while the other was weaker and was killed instantly. Not good, 2 17th level True Emperors. They were hiding in the depths of the mine and I couldn't find them. Rin Chan exclaimed. Not good. The others were shocked as well. The enemy had 2 more 17th order True Emperors. Their top experts were at a disadvantage. They were about to lose. Bastards from Celestial World, die. The 2 outsider roared and rushed towards Lu Ming's group. I'll stop them. The 17th level True Emperor expert rushed towards the 2 outsider. However, he was no match for the outsider and was injured after a few moves. It wasn't a matter of cultivation but battle strength. It was a matter of equal battle strength. It was hard to tell who was stronger. What do we do? What do we do? Ren Chan and the others were anxious. Their lesser world didn't have a lot of people to begin with. The death of even one outsider would be a great loss. Leave it to me. At this moment, Lu Ming spoke and dashed over. At the same time, the fallen star bow appeared in his hands. Buzz. Lu Ming pulled the bowstring and the fallen star bow vibrated slightly. The power of laws and the power of the world poured into the fallen star bow. A 9-colored arrow shot toward one of the alien races with the combat strength of a level 17 True Emperor. That outsider swung his battle axe at the arrow. Boom! Intense rumbling sounds echoed out as the outsider's battle axe trembled violently and cracks spread out across its surface. The outsider couldn't even hold onto the battle axe properly, and it flew out of his hand. As for the outsider himself, he was sent tumbling backward, coughing up mouthfuls of blood. Before Lu Ming's breakthrough in the law of primal chaos, he was only a 14th level True Emperor. The fallen star bow could be blocked by a 17th level True Emperor expert. However, now that Lu Ming's law of primal chaos had improved, the fallen star bow's power had increased. The 17th level True Emperor expert couldn't stop Lu Ming's arrow at all. Then, Lu Ming shot another arrow at the seriously injured foreign race member. This time, the outsider couldn't stop Lu Ming's arrow and was killed in the air. Good. Chapter 2294. Ren Chan and the others were ecstatic. They didn't expect Lu Ming to be strong enough to kill a 17th level True Emperor. This meant that they could turn the tide of the battle. The other outsiders were shocked as well. At this time, Lu Ming pulled the bowstring for the 3rd time and shot an arrow at another 17th level True Emperor. Boom! This outsider was heavily injured by the arrow. How could his opponent miss such an opportunity? He rushed over and killed his opponent with a slash. 2 17th level True Emperors were instantly killed. Next, Lu Ming dashed toward the rest of the alien races with the combat power of a level 17 True Emperor. Each time Lu Ming pulled the bowstring, the enemy would be heavily injured and killed by his opponent. By the time Lu Ming released the 5th arrow, all 17th level True Emperors were dead. On Lu Ming's side, the 3 experts with the combat strength of a level 17 True Emperor were free to kill the remaining alien tribes. With the addition of 3 17th order True Emperors, the battle became one-sided. Soon after, the remaining outsiders were all killed. Only the 18th order True Emperor was still fighting the old man. It was hard to tell who had the upper hand. Damn it! The foreign race with the combat strength of a level 18 True Emperor roared furiously, glaring at Lu Ming with resentment. It was all because of Lu Ming that the battle ended like this. However, Lu Ming's reply was an arrow. A 9-colored arrow with a long tail was shot towards the outsider. Bang! The non-humanoid being unleashed a strike with all his might to block the 9-colored arrow, but his body was also shaken violently, revealing an opening. The white-haired old man used this chance to injure the outsider. Attack together. At the same time, the others attacked as well. More than 20 attacks flooded the outsider. The outsider was exhausted and kept retreating. During this time, Lu Ming released 2 more arrows. 2 arrows shot out in rapid succession, startling the other party, who hurriedly tried to block them. As such, he was no match for the white-haired old man at all. He was continuously struck by the white-haired old man's killing moves. In the end, he was unwillingly killed by the white-haired old man. At this point, all the outsiders in the vein were killed. Lu Ming, it's all thanks to you this time. Ren Chan and the others came over to thank Lu Ming. If it wasn't for Lu Ming, they would have been in great danger. Even if they could escape, they would have suffered great losses. Since we're here together, I'll do my best. Lu Ming smiled and took a deep breath. He put away the fallen star bow and took out a pile of ores to absorb them. The 7 arrows earlier had consumed a lot of Lu Ming's energy. He needed to replenish his world energy. I'll keep watch here, you guys go collect the ores. Ren Chan and the others. The others nodded. Then, they entered various parts of the mine to collect origin stones. Ren Chan, on the other hand, used her divine ability to observe the surrounding movements through the vegetation. Lu Ming sat cross-legged at the side and absorbed the ores to recover his cultivation. A few hours later, Lu Ming had recovered to his peak, but he didn't go to dig for ores. He still had a lot of ores, enough for Lu Ming to use for decades. Lu Ming sat at the side and waited. After a few days, they finally finished digging for ores. This time, they had gained a lot, enough to replenish their energy for a while. Now they had to leave. The longer they stayed, the more dangerous it would be. If a great emperor came, they would all die. The group left the place and ran along the mountain forest, rushing toward the small world they lived in. With Ren Chan, who could sense them, they were very safe and could perfectly avoid the outsiders. However, they didn't dare to increase their speed recklessly. Just like that, after half a month of traveling, they finally arrived near the small world where Ren Chan and the others lived. In front of them, there were groups of mountains, but there was no vegetation. It looked like a dead silence with gray fog everywhere, and visibility was extremely low. This is the Land of Dusk, one of the 3 great forbidden lands of the myriad spirit sky. It's the first of the 3 great forbidden lands, known as the dusk of all living things. It's filled with terrifying field energy and is extremely dangerous. Ren Chan explained to Lu Ming. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. He understood that the entrance to the small world where Ren Chan and the others lived should be in the Land of Dusk. Are there no outsiders here? Lu Ming asked. Of course there are. Ren Chan said. The 3 forbidden lands of the All-Spirits land have been targeted by the foreign tribes for a long time. The other 2 forbidden lands have been conquered by the foreign tribes. Only the Land of Dusk hasn't been conquered yet. The Land of Dusk is filled with terrifying field energy. The foreign tribes have attacked it many times and suffered great losses. Our entrance to the small world is only at the periphery of the Land of Dusk. We don't dare to go deeper because it's very dangerous. Wait a moment, you have to follow us closely. They restrained their auras and carefully entered the Land of Dusk. Because there were still outsiders lingering in the vicinity, they couldn't let the outsiders discover the entrance to the small world. Otherwise, the consequences would be dire. The outsiders wouldn't let them go. After entering the Land of Dusk, their speed slowed down. The white-haired old man walked at the front while the others followed the old man's path. This area was filled with undulating mountains. A terrifying pressure pervaded the air, making one feel a strong sense of danger at first glance. The terrain here naturally formed all kinds of terrifying field energy. The closer to the core of the Land of Dusk, the more terrifying the field energy was. It was extremely dangerous. They carefully moved forward. After a few hours, They finally entered an underground crack and entered a dark river. Through the dark river, they came to an underground cave. There was a dark vortex here. The entrance to the small world was here. It could be said that it was extremely hidden. No wonder the outsiders hadn't found it for so long. They stepped into the vortex. In the next moment, Lu Ming and the others arrived at a mountain range. "We're here. Let's go to the city." Ren Chan smiled and the group flew forward. This small world was very large and spacious. After flying for a while, they arrived at a huge city. There were still many people and divine beasts in this small world. After all, it was a small world. After so many years of reproduction, the population was naturally large. Therefore, cultivation resources became a scarce item, and the demand could not meet the demand. After arriving at the city, Ren Chan arranged a place for Lu Ming to stay. Lu Ming stayed here with peace of mind. Since he was here, he might as well make the best of it. Lu Ming could only cultivate while looking for a way to return to the Grand Pure Sky domain. Or, when his cultivation was strong enough, he could directly kill his way back. However, he didn't know how many years that would take. A few days later, the upper echelons of this small world invited Lu Ming to ask him some questions. Lu Ming's arrival from the Grand Pure Sky domain had alarmed some of the powerhouses of this small world. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Immortal Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.